Welcome back to my channel. It has been quite a while since I've done a vlog, and that's because there's just been so much going on in our lives. My son, as you know from the previous episode, went to creche and literally got sick like 3 days after he started creche with a virus, and we ended up in hospital, and it just went from bad to worse. He ended up picking up a secondary infection in hospital, and we were home, and then back to the hospital, and home, and back to the hospital. And it felt like we did that for like 3 months, like 13 weeks of just back and forth with a sick child. So our lives have been very, very busy at the moment, and I haven't really got a chance to actually sit down and get in front of the camera. But he's doing much better now. We actually had to take him out of creche, but it's for the better. So he is with the day mother now, and he'll be with her probably until the end of September, when he's a little bit older and his immune system has had a little bit of a break, and then we can look at sending him back to creche. But until then, he's with the day mother half day, and then he comes home to me, and then he's with me half day. Obviously he's with the day mother the hours that I'm at work. So there really isn't much recording time that I can get to with him, because he wants to be in front of the camera as much as possible. He's a little bit jealous and wants to hog the limelight when I switch the camera on to film. But he is currently now out with Darren, and I've just been pottering around the house and sorting out his room and going through some of the boxes that we have while we're trying to unpack. And I came across a whole lot of his old clothes, and I was packing that up and sorting them into boxes, you know, stuff that he's never going to wear again. And I don't want to throw it away, because I am still very much hoping that I'm going to have another baby, and I could possibly use those clothes, so I'm hanging on to them for now. But you know, obviously the ones that he can't fit into anymore are being put into storage. And while I was packing his clothes away and sorting out his cupboards, I came across these, and those are some of the baby carriers that I tried out when he was born up until now. And then I thought, like, that would be a great thing to do a vlog on, just a little bit of a comparison of the things that I bought for a mommy that's perhaps looking to get a carrier, or wants to know like what the pros and cons are for other carriers, if the ones that she's got aren't working. So I'm not affiliated with any of the brands here. Nobody pays me to do the marketing on their behalf. This is all my personal opinion and what I found worked for me and didn't work for me, and what worked for Roman. So yeah, take it from where it comes. When I was drawing up the list when I was pregnant, I knew that I wanted to do baby wearing, just for the benefits of having him close to me, you know, that I could do things and still be able to keep an eye on him, watch what he's doing, have him sleep on me, have that connection and that bond. So baby wearing was definitely on the list for me, and so I wanted to find a baby carrier. The first one that I got, which was the Snuggleroo. I bought this off Facebook Marketplace. I think it cost me about 250 Rand, and they retail at the moment for like between like 500 and 650 Rand, depending on where you buy them from. So I mean, I got it for a really good deal, 250 Rand. I was absolutely not upset that I got it off Facebook Marketplace. So that's the brand over there. And I obviously couldn't try it out when I got it because he wasn't born yet. But then when he was born and he came home, I had to Google how to use it. I obviously didn't get it in a box and stuff like that, so I didn't have any of the instructions. And it's very nice. They have a website and they've got YouTube videos that explain exactly how to use their products. So there's a little bit of a learning curve with it. What I liked about it is it's like reinforced and sewn together at the back, so this is quite sturdy and strong, and it's got these adjustable things that you can, you know, make it fit on your body. So it's fairly easy to use. You put it on like you're putting on a shirt, so like that. And then obviously my son's not here right now for me to show you how to use it, but basically what happens is you open up these, you can see it like it crosses over at the back, and then you use these to like tighten it as you want. And then you'll take your baby. So Pikachu is the closest thing I've got to a representation. So basically what you do is you put your one arm down, okay, and then you'll pick up your baby and you'll put your baby's one leg into the pocket, and it will come out on that side, and then this strap like will go underneath baby's bum and across baby's back. And then you put the other side up with the same principle. So like now their leg's going to come out on this side. Put it up over your arm. So baby's leg is out on that side. And then they're basically like sitting on this thing in the middle, like the strap in the middle. And then goes over the shoulders, and then that keeps baby up close to you. You pull these obviously to adjust, to bring baby nice and close. To make baby even more secure on you, you have the second strap, which then goes around across baby's chest and under baby's bum, and then ties up the back. So very, very nice carrier, pretty straightforward and easy to use. The only thing that didn't work for us was when Roman came home. Number one, it was the peak of summer and it was insanely hot. I was obviously all hot and sweaty from breastfeeding and from the hormones and all of that, and having him and this on top of me and having him pushed up close to me made the two of us cook. We honestly felt like we were in a sauna together, to the point where I was actually like worried about how hot I was making him. He honestly didn't mind it too much. He was like all cozy and snug, but it really, like, we cooked together. And then another thing that was an issue for me was I became very, very top heavy and very big chested with my pregnancy and with breastfeeding, and I was breastfeeding, and I just felt that this carrier basically like smushed Roman into my boobs. And although like it doesn't fit me so badly now, in the beginning stages it was very uncomfortable. I felt like Roman was really pushed away from me because of how big and swollen my boobs were. And then to try and compensate and get him to feel secure, I would make the strap tighter around him, which eventually ended up squashing his legs. So I don't think that because of the heat and because of my big boobs, we didn't manage to work this well together for it to be comfortable for both of us. So I always felt like I still needed to hold him and secure him with my hand when I was doing things. And then I felt like I was doing things one-handed anyway. You know, like I was too scared to bend down to do something or wash the dishes, because I felt like he was kind of like leaning back and out of it because of how like big chested I was, and I just didn't feel like he was secure against me. We probably only used this baby carrier about 5 or 6 times when it just became too much of a mission for me to actually get him in it and set it up correctly. And then he would cry and get niggly, and it would take longer for me to put it on and put him in than what he would stay in it. So this ended up being a bust for us, unfortunately, because I really like the brand, but it just didn't work for my little family. And because this had like a join in the middle, I kept feeling like the middle part was like riding up my back and sitting in between my shoulder blades instead of like in between my back. and I couldn't make it tighter because then that would press his legs. So then my thinking was, okay, let me get one that's not joined at the back, that's like completely free and material and there's no like set shape to it. So I then went and bought this one over here, which is the Baby Sense carrier. And as you can see, it's just like meters and meters and meters and meters of material. And I must say that's one of the things that like put me off this wrap, is like it just goes on and on and on forever. So this I bought brand new, and I got it from Babies R Us, and I can't remember how much I paid for it at the time. I looked online now and they're like 500 Rand, but I'm sure I didn't pay that for it. So I'm sure I paid like probably like $3.99. But yeah, they also have a YouTube video showing how you can put this together and assemble it on you to carry baby. It's got quite a big learning curve, and yeah, I never actually felt like I was doing it properly because it never felt comfortable on me. So the idea is that you're supposed to put this thing in the middle of you and then cross it over your back, bring it around your shoulders. So this thing essentially makes that like X piece that the Snuggleroo had already like built in. So this will then go into something like that. So it's crossed over again. And you've got to pull it really tight. You want to put baby in, you then pull this down. And exactly the same principles as with the Snuggleroo. You get baby in like leg on one side and bum in the center of the one wrap, with like leg on the other side and bum in the center of the wrap again. You smooth it out so that both baby's legs, my very short baby model here, come out on either side, and then you pull the center piece up to support baby. These can come down over your shoulders. And then this like wraps around your waist and then can come forward again and wrap under baby's bum or on the side or anything like that. But I mean, there is a lot of material here, and again, it was summer, it was really hot, and I just felt like I was wrapping myself and wrapping in this blanket, and it was really uncomfortable for me. Plus, I mean, even now with this like piece that I've got to knot under baby or on the side or whatever, I remember, I mean, I had a C-section, so I had a cut, and I was really like swollen and sensitive on my tummy, and this just put so much more pressure like over my abdomen area. I mean, if you think about it, my cut is like over there, you know, like it's where the knot is not too far away from where this very, very sensitive C-section cut was. And the more you want to tighten it for baby to feel secure up here, the more you've got to tighten it down low. So again, I just felt like my stomach was being squished and my boobs were popping baby out, and it was like the same thing as the Snuggleroo. I just never felt like he was secure in it, and like that I could do things where I could lean forward or only use two hands, you know, have two free hands to do things. I always felt like I still needed to hold him. And yeah, it was quite uncomfortable, and it took a long time for me to get him into position properly. Like I say, with all this material and it being a learning curve, to figuring out how to wrap things and to like put a baby in that's not nice and calm like my Pikachu with like legs going and crying and whatever, it was quite hectic. And I just felt as well like it was more effort to put it on than it was to wear it. Roman wasn't all that comfortable in it, and I wasn't all that comfortable in it, and maybe if the baby is born in winter, this would be amazing, because then baby could like really snuggle up to you. But in the heat of summer, it was, yeah, just like sealing in all of that heat and the sweat, and it was super, super uncomfortable. So this one got very, very few wears, probably like once or twice, and then I was like, no, that's not for me. The nice thing with the Snuggleroo in this though is that baby, you can wear these and use these from birth. Like brand new babies can go in them, which is really nice because it does that like kangaroo hold and keeps baby really close to you. So very, very nice options for brand new babies, like going home from the hospital kind of new babies. And yeah, I'm sad that they didn't work for us. But anyway, so then I thought, I don't want something that's got such a big learning curve and that I need to spend 10 minutes like assembling before I can weigh my child. I want something that I can just pop him into and off we go. So then again, I belong to a local moms group, and somebody on the moms group was advertising this one here, which is the Chicco baby carrier. They go for about 800 to 1,000 Rand, also depending on where you are buying them from. And I got them from the lady on that moms group for 300 Rand. And as you can see, like this has a defined shape, and you can clearly see like baby goes in there and this goes on mom. And I love that, you know, when Roman was niggly and I wanted to put him into the carrier, I literally picked up the carrier, would position the carrier and pop him into the carrier and put him on my body, and that was about as difficult as it gets to assemble this thing. So this would go over my shoulders like this, obviously with Roman in the front here. It's only a front carrier. And then you would, where's my clips there? Clip on one side, and clip on the other side, and baby would be secured to your body. However, can you see there? It's literally like cutting into my boob. So once again, I just felt like this would do so nicely for a mom that was smaller chested. But for me, because it was like squeezing me on my boobs, number one, that was uncomfortable, and number two, I never felt like Roman was actually nice and secure against me. I felt like he was flopping around up on the boobs. Roman liked this one. He thought it felt very comfortable, but for me it wasn't a comfortable option at all. Plus, like all of his weight, because he would then like hang forward, you know, like his body would pretty much hang like that, so his feet would be tight against me and his body would be away from me. There was always this pull on my shoulders, so I could just manage to go and hang up a load of washing or do something like that before I need to take this off, because I'd already have like pins and needles going down my arms from the way it was like cutting into my neck and my shoulders. So I was very, very sad that this one didn't work for me, because it is such a nice carrier. It's just so soft and comfortable, but with my big boobs, it just didn't work. The other thing with this one is it's not really from newborn. It's from 3.5 kgs to 11.5 kgs, and Roman was born at 2.8. So it wasn't like, this is not something that you can have in the hospital and take your baby home with you. And I think Roman got to about 3.8, 3.5, like 2 or 3 months. I can't remember how long it took for him to gain all that weight actually. But yeah, it's not something that you can have in the hospital. It's definitely something for a little bit later down the line if your baby is born slightly smaller. Obviously, if your baby is born at 3.5 kgs, well, then you don't have that problem. But then I thought, okay, so the like pre-designed shape one is the one that works for me. I like that. So now I just need to look for one that will work better for bigger breasted people. And I had to wait a bit to find that. I kept my eyes and ears open for anybody that was selling a baby carrier that I could put Roman in the back. And I'd done my research, and there were a couple of options, and one of the like better quality options that kept popping up was the Stokke baby carrier, but they retail for like 4,000 Rand. And at that point, Roman had already gone through 3 different baby carriers, and we got no joy out of it. That I was like, there's absolutely no way I'm going to spend 4,000 Rand on a baby carrier that I don't even know if my son is going to end up using. I think Roman was about 8 months old when, 7 or 8 months old, when on the same mom's group that I bought the first baby carrier from, a mom was advertising this one over here, which is the Stokke mycarrier, or Stokke mycarrier. I'm not too sure how you say it. It's not a South African brand. And well, I don't have any more baby carriers after this, so that basically tells you that I was very, very happy with this one when I got it. It is a bit of a learning curve with using this one, in terms of you basically have to like assemble it depending on how you want to wear it. So it doesn't come looking like this. There's like zips and latches and metal bars and stuff that fits into this thing, that you have to assemble depending on how you want to wear baby. So if you want baby in the front facing you, then you wear it a certain way. If you want baby in the front but facing outwards, you wear it a certain way. But I specifically wanted Roman on my back, because I just felt like I'm so used to having a backpack or something on my back that I think I could take his load on my back a lot easier than wearing him in the front. And then I could still use both hands because he'd be secure on my back, much more secure than how I felt with any of the other baby carriers with him being in the front. So I got this one, and I was quite upset when I got it, because I got it to wear it in like the back position, and Roman was too small. So this one you can use from birth, but not on the back from birth. So the front carrying positions are more for the smaller babies, and then Roman had to be like X amount of centimeters. I think it was like 68 centimeters or 63 centimeters or something like that before I could wear him on the back. And when he was just at the like height requirement to wear him on the back, I put him in it, and he screamed blue murder. He didn't want to know anything about being put in this baby carrier. And I was so upset. I was like, oh, I'm never going to be able to wear this child. He's just not okay with being in the baby carrier. And I was like super sad about that. But then I tried it like a month later, and I managed to wear him for like an hour with no problem whatsoever. And so now this is the baby carrier we use, and he has absolutely no issues in it. He gets excited when I whip the baby carrier out, because he knows that he's either going to watch me do something interesting in the kitchen, or we're going to go for a walk. But this baby carrier to me is just fantastic and the ultimate. The only downside to it, like I said, is the age restriction, or not the age restrictions, the weight and the height restrictions for certain stages, and the price. Because I would have been super upset if I'd bought Roman this for 4,000 Rand and he screamed blue murder when I put him in it. I'm very glad we persisted. This also has a very long age range, so I think this can take a baby up until like 15 kgs. And I mean, Roman is 1.5 years now, and he's only just gone over 10 kgs. So I reckon that we still have a good year's worth of wear in this, which is amazing. Whereas the other carriers don't have that. So like this one, this Chicco carrier, you could only wear up until 11 kgs, 11.5 kgs. So that would maybe give me like another month or 2 with Roman in this one. However, I cannot imagine wearing such a big baby in this one. It just would not feel comfortable for me. Like the way it would push on my shoulders, I couldn't even get like a 3-month-old baby in it. I can't imagine an 18-month-old baby. But yeah, so this one, once it is assembled and put together, then it's really easy to use. The quality of the stitching and everything on here is so strong and so durable. Like I really trust that Roman's not going to fall out of this. So he gets put in the back, legs come through the side here. This gets strapped over his shoulders. This over here goes under his arms. And then this goes over his legs. So he's well secured in here. And then when the time comes for me to put him onto me, it's basically like picking up a backpack. So I will have him in here nice and secure, and then just swing him around and pop him on my back, like that. And then what's very nice about this is that the weight with the metal bar that's in here, you see like this is quite a solid piece here, is very nicely distributed over the hips, like that. So I just feel like I'm not carrying him with my shoulders, I'm carrying him with my body, like the strong part of my body. And then to make sure that I don't have to support with my hands, there is this clasp over here that keeps him nice and secure on me. And what's nice about this is nothing interferes with my boobs. So I was able to use this, I still am able to use this, because I mean I'm still as top heavy as what I was when he was born, and nothing interferes with how big my boobs are. Like even if my boobs were bigger than this would just move out the way, and then these latches still latch in the right position to make it comfortable. So this carrier is absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, that is a rundown of all of the baby carriers that I have. Like I say, the ones that didn't work for me didn't work because of my specific size and my body proportions. They are still lovely baby carriers, and I recommend that you give them a go if you think that that's like what I've explained about them could be something that works for you. They are really, really nice carriers. But I think my take-home message from this is, if you try a carrier and it doesn't work, don't chuck the baby out of the bathwater. Like, see if you can get another baby carrier, borrow from a friend, or see if there's like a local moms group that you could get like for a cheaper price for them, and see what works for you until you find one. Because I did. It took me 4, but I found one. And now like I say, I walk with Roman. I can be in the garden with Roman. I cook with him. If he's being particularly niggly and just wants to be up all the time, and he's way too heavy for me to carry in my arms, then I pop him in the backpack and I walk around the house with him. And I do all the things that I wanted to do initially when he was born now with this baby carrier. So it took some trial and error, but I persevered and we got to where we want to be. And yeah, that's what I would recommend that you do as a mom if you are struggling with baby carrying, or at least finding a baby carrier that works for you. But that is that in a nutshell, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions with regards to the baby carriers that I've got, like I say, everything is my personal views and opinions. It's not marketing for the companies, and I'm not saying anything negative about the ones that didn't work for me. I'd love to answer your questions. I love chatting to moms about mom things. So pop a message in the comments and I'll get back to you, or just say hello if you are going through a trial and error phase with finding a baby carrier as well. It's always great to have a community of mommies that chat about these things. If you like content like this and you'd like to see more, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I shall see you in the next episode. Take care.